Speculation is getting crazier. ARMY again discusses Lisa and Jungkook secretly. The conversation surrounding Lisa and Jungkook has once again returned to the spotlight, and this time the speculation appears to be spreading faster than ever. Across social media, fans have begun revisiting old moments, comparing appearances, gestures, and seemingly small interactions that previously attracted little attention. What started as casual fan discussion has gradually transformed into a much larger online conversation, with some ARMY members asking the same question repeatedly. Is there really something behind the connection that fans believe they have noticed between the two global stars? However, there is an important distinction that cannot be ignored. At present, there is no confirmed public evidence establishing that Lisa and Jungkook are secretly in a romantic relationship. Much of the discussion circulating online comes from fan interpretations, edited videos, photographs taken in different contexts, and comparisons between moments from their respective careers. Yet in the world of K-pop, where even the smallest gesture can become a viral topic within hours, speculation can sometimes take on a life of its own. Lisa, one of the most recognizable members of Blackpink, has built a global career that extends far beyond the traditional boundaries of K-pop. Her performances, fashion appearances, music projects, and international activities have consistently placed her under intense public attention. Jungkook, meanwhile, has experienced a similarly extraordinary rise as a member of BTS, becoming one of the most internationally recognized male artists of his generation. Because both occupy such prominent positions in global entertainment, virtually every appearance they make can attract millions of eyes. That enormous level of attention is one reason why even an apparently ordinary coincidence can become the foundation for a major online theory. Recently, fans began circulating discussions once again about moments involving Lisa and Jungkook. Some users pointed towards similarities in appearances, timing, locations, fashion choices, or other details and suggested that these coincidences deserved another look. Others immediately pushed back, arguing that similarities do not automatically indicate a private relationship. The debate quickly became divided. One side of the fandom sees the repeated coincidences as interesting enough to discuss, while another side believes that fans are connecting unrelated events simply because they already expect to find a hidden story. This disagreement has created an unusual cycle in which every new post generates another wave of analysis. Old photographs are brought back. Short clips are slowed down. Comments from years ago are rediscovered. And suddenly, moments that once seemed completely ordinary are being examined as though they contain a hidden message. This phenomenon is not unique to Lisa and Jungkook. Celebrity fandoms frequently create theories around artists who appear in similar environments, where similar styles, attend major international events, or happen to be photographed in places that fans believe are connected. Social media algorithms can make the situation even more intense because once a person watches several videos about a particular theory, platforms may recommend increasingly similar content. As a result, speculation can appear much larger than it actually is. A single theory may begin with only a handful of posts. But once those posts receive significant engagement, hundreds of accounts can repeat the same claim, often adding their own interpretation. Eventually, viewers encountering the theory for the first time may believe that the sheer number of posts represents evidence. It does not necessarily. This is where the story surrounding Lisa and Jungkook becomes particularly fascinating. The public appears to be caught between curiosity and uncertainty. Fans want to understand whether the repeated discussions have any meaningful basis, but there is currently no reliable confirmation that would allow anyone to state that the two are secretly dating. Without direct statements or credible evidence, the relationship narrative remains speculation. Still, that has not stopped the internet from debating. For some fans, the fascination is not necessarily about proving a romance. Instead, They are intrigued by the possibility that two of the biggest names in K-pop could have a connection that the public has overlooked. The idea itself is enough to generate enormous curiosity because Lisa and Jungkook represent two of the industry's most powerful global fan bases. Their individual popularity means that any perceived connection between them is almost guaranteed to attract attention. At the same time, the intensity of the discussion raises another question. How far should fans go when interpreting the private lives of celebrities? There is a growing awareness within fandom communities that public figures deserve boundaries. Artists may share parts of their lives with fans, but that does not mean every private detail should be investigated or interpreted. A photograph, a smile, a similar accessory, or an appearance at the same event can have dozens of ordinary explanations. Yet social media tends to reward the most dramatic interpretation. A neutral headline may receive modest attention. A headline suggesting a hidden secret can explode. That incentive can transform harmless speculation into something that feels like breaking news. The Lisa and Jungkook discussion demonstrates this perfectly. What might have been an ordinary fan observation can quickly become a viral narrative once thousands of people begin discussing it simultaneously. The more dramatic the theory becomes, the more attention it receives, and the more attention it receives, the more believable it can appear to casual observers. But popularity is not proof. That distinction is essential. There is nothing wrong with fans being curious about their favorite artists. Discussing public appearances, music, fashion, performances, and friendships is a natural part of fandom culture. The problem begins when speculation is presented as established fact, particularly when the people involved have never publicly confirmed the claim. For now, the mystery surrounding Lisa and Jungkook remains exactly that, a mystery fueled primarily by online speculation. Neither artist has publicly confirmed the romantic narrative that some fans continue to discuss. Therefore, the most responsible way to view the situation is to separate what has actually happened in public from what fans believe those moments might mean. And perhaps that uncertainty is exactly why the story continues to attract attention. If there were a clear answer, the discussion would probably end quickly. Instead, every new appearance, every photograph, and every seemingly coincidental detail can restart the conversation. The internet waits for another clue. Fans analyze another moment. Comment sections fill with opposing opinions. And the speculation grows again. Whether this eventually leads to a genuine revelation or simply fades away as another example of fandom speculation remains impossible to predict. Until credible evidence or an official statement emerges, claims about a secret relationship between Lisa and Jungkook should remain in the category of unverified speculation. What is undeniable, however, is the enormous fascination surrounding both artists. Lisa and Jungkook have reached a level of global fame where even the smallest perceived connection can become international entertainment news within hours. Perhaps that is the real story behind the latest wave of speculation. Not necessarily a hidden relationship, but the extraordinary power of modern fandom to transform tiny details into enormous conversations. For now, ARMY and fans of Lisa continue to watch, discuss, debate, and question. Is there really something that the public has missed? Or are fans simply seeing patterns and coincidences? Until there is credible confirmation, nobody can say for certain. And that unanswered question may be precisely why the speculation refuses to disappear. Perhaps the most intriguing part of the entire discussion is not what Lisa or Jungkook have said, but what they have not said. In an environment where celebrities are constantly surrounded by cameras, interviews, live streams, and social media discussions, silence can easily become a blank canvas onto which fans project their own interpretations. Every time another theory appears, the same pattern seems to repeat. Someone discovers an old clip. Another person finds a photograph from a completely different occasion. A third account creates a detailed comparison. Within hours, thousands of people are discussing whether the similarities are meaningful or simply coincidence. Then the question appears again. Why does this keep happening? That question has become one of the strongest engines behind the speculation. Supporters of the theory often argue that there are too many coincidences to ignore. They point towards similarities in timing, public appearances, fashion, locations, or other details and suggest that perhaps fans are seeing fragments of a much larger story. Skeptics see something entirely different. They argue that two global celebrities are naturally going to share certain environments. Lisa and Jungkook both operate at the highest levels of the entertainment industry. They attend major events, work with international brands, appear in global campaigns, and exist within the same enormous entertainment ecosystem. Under those circumstances, coincidences are not particularly unusual. The debate therefore becomes less about one particular photograph or video and more about interpretation. What does a coincidence actually mean? For one fan, it may feel like another piece of a puzzle. For another, it may be nothing more than two unrelated events occurring at approximately the same time. And because neither interpretation can automatically be proven, the discussion continues without a definitive conclusion. This uncertainty has created an almost detective-like atmosphere across parts of social media. Fans analyze details frame by frame, searching for something that might have been overlooked. Some discussions become surprisingly elaborate, with timelines being constructed from public appearances and old content being brought back into circulation. But there is a danger in this process. When people spend enough time searching for connections, they can begin finding patterns everywhere. A similar outfit becomes meaningful. A similar location becomes suspicious. A social media post appears to contain a hidden reference. A song lyric is interpreted as a personal message. A brief glance becomes evidence of something deeper. None of these interpretations automatically establish a relationship. Yet once a theory has gained enough momentum, every new detail can be absorbed into it. This is how internet speculation can become self-sustaining. Instead of asking whether new information supports the original theory, people sometimes ask how the new information can be made to fit the theory. That distinction is incredibly important. The discussion surrounding Lisa and Jungkook also reveals something fascinating about celebrity culture itself. Fans have unprecedented access to their favorite artists compared with previous generations. Through live streams, interviews, social media, behind-the-scenes footage, and fan-recorded content, audiences can observe celebrities almost continuously. But greater visibility does not necessarily mean greater knowledge. In fact, it can sometimes create the illusion of intimacy. Fans may feel that they know an artist because they have watched hundreds of hours of their public content. They recognize their expressions, habits, personalities, favorite styles, and familiar reactions. But the person appearing on a screen remains only a public version of an individual whose private life may be completely different. That boundary becomes especially important when romantic rumors emerge. Lisa and Jungkook are both adults with personal lives that extend far beyond what fans see online. Unless they choose to publicly discuss those lives, outsiders cannot know every detail. And perhaps that is the uncomfortable reality behind the latest wave of speculation. The public wants an answer because unanswered questions are irresistible. The entertainment industry understands this. Social media understands it even better. A mystery attracts attention. A question generates comments. A controversial theory produces engagement. And engagement creates more visibility. As a result, speculation can become profitable and algorithmically powerful even when there is no verified information behind it. This does not mean every fan discussion is malicious. Many people are simply curious. Some enjoy analyzing celebrity interactions in the same way others discuss movies, music, or fictional characters. For them, the speculation may be harmless entertainment. The problem begins when assumptions are presented as facts. That is the line that responsible coverage must not cross. At this moment, there is no publicly confirmed evidence establishing that Lisa and Jungkook are secretly romantically involved. Their names continue to appear together in online discussions, but online discussion itself should not be mistaken for confirmation. Still, the fascination is unlikely to disappear overnight. As both artists continue their careers, every major appearance could potentially trigger another round of speculation. A shared industry event, an unexpected coincidence,